joy of being able to support indirectly thousands of people.
It's very meaningful to be able to journey with someone in this last part of their life. And if I can make a difference to that, even in the 1 hour that I talk to them, I bring meaning and joy to their life, I find it very meaningful and purposeful.
It's just the happiness of the joy of playing a role, filling gaps which society exists.
Every time during a celebration, I look at the elderly, the joy on their faces. They are so happy, they are so engaged, Yeah, so I find it very happy. I find a lot of joy in that.
你嚟個行業就真正好，當中好。
Our society is graying rapidly. By 2030, nearly 1 in 4 persons in Singapore will be aged 65 years and above, rising from 480,000 in 2016 to 960,000. Aging is frequently associated with the loss of physical prowess and the onset of chronic illness, though these are often accompanied by emotional distress, which in turn relates to physical isolation, relationship difficulties, end-of-life issues, and perhaps even elderly suicide. The issues of elderly mental health is still highly neglected.
During one day, one senior approached me and the senior asked me what you're doing. I said we are doing counselling for older person. The senior herself actually says that don't waste your time with seniors. Please focus on the youth.
Most people are not prepared for aging, despite the fact that aging and illness are part and parcel of life. So for elderly people, when the health starts to deteriorate, they usually see themselves as a liability, as a burden to the family and to the society. And when they can see no way out of the situation, they become very depressed and they might develop very negative thoughts about themselves.
Reports indicate that the number of seniors and the general life expectancy of Singaporeans would continue to rise in Singapore. It becomes increasingly important to ensure that seniors get the care and support they need to help them maintain a good quality of life.
There are a lot of people who still hold a rather simplistic and sometimes I would say biased views of the older people and their needs. For example, many people still hold a view that older people just need to have the basic needs met. You just need to ensure that they have their food on the table, that they have a roof over their head, and that is enough for them.
Because the general feeling then is that aging or seniors need help basically in 2 areas, financial and food. No one talk about psychological needs. Everyone thinks that as long as they are fed and they got enough money to spend, they should be okay.
Human beings are complex and older people are no exception. So there isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. So my hope is that for all of us as working in this sector, that we can take a more open and more flexible approach when we're helping our elderly client. Yeah, and so that we can try to meet the need of every client that walks through our door.
Given these emerging trends, OJoy was founded in early 2004 by a group of social workers and professional counselors to address the need for prevention and early intervention in case of mental health disorders and to promote healthy aging among older persons.
When we think of mental health care issues, the few places that come to mind will be IMH, tertiary institution, or private psychologists. Because the whole idea of going to a counselling center to seek help is a very foreign one. especially for seniors who already have a very negative impression of counselling itself. However, we realized by going to their home makes counselling less intimidating. By bringing our service to them through home visit, effectively bridge this gap, thus building the support system for senior mental health community.
We provide a safe environment where our pool of professionally trained counselors can counsel the older person aged 50 and above, or any individuals who have issues with an older person regarding relationship issues, grief and loss, and caregiver stress.
In OJoy, when you look at the needs of the older persons, we look at it from 3 different domains: the biological domain, the psychological domain, and the social domain. It is very common for people to think of counselling as only working mainly in the psychological domain. But for older people, we need to look at all 3 domains in order for us to get a more holistic view of their needs in the 3 different areas.
Our staff is divided into 2 core teams, the support team and the clinical team. The support team is in charge of engaging community through outreach activities, clinching partnership opportunities, and other administrative matters. Whilst the clinical team plan and execute intervention services offered by OJoy. Our team comprises of professionals trained in areas including psychology, social work, and counselling.
In terms of program, when we first started, we were doing counselling for older people. We also already have our para-counselling service for older people, which is basically like a befriending service for older people, delivered by volunteers. Now we still have these 2 core programs which we started with, but we have expanded, of course. So we have a health-oriented aging program, which I feel is a very good program. Is taking care of the elderly in the community while they are still able, so, and then, as aging catch up with them, if they so need our other services, whether it's para-counselling or whether it's counselling and casework services, then we can also look into their needs. So I feel that in terms of the services for elderly, we are quite complete now. We're taking care of them at different levels. Yeah.
In 2013, our health-orientated aging HOA community at Upper Boon Keng area started blossoming gently and unfalteringly. Individuals who are retired or considering retirement are joining this community and partaking in various activities to help them shape their retirement life into one that is peaceful and fulfilling. OJoy also provides linkages to other services when required and work closely with community partners to ensure seamless transitions. It is through these services that the seniors would be empowered to improve their mental well-being and increase their resilience to cope with life's challenges.
Over the years, as we work with elderly, we also realize the importance of mental health, and we find that we should also catch them when they are younger, not just at old age, So we have also expanded our counselling program to include younger people with mental health issues. Yeah, so this is how we have kind of grown over the years.
Since 2012, we also serve individuals 18 years and above who are at risk of or diagnosed with depression, anxiety, or dementia. We understand that having mental health struggle can be an isolating and scary experience. Therefore, we commit to accompanying our clients along this journey by providing professional counseling services to help support them through these difficult periods in their lives.